Hey everybody, welcome to the show. Good afternoon. Hopefully everybody's having a good, beautiful Monday. It is raining here in Canada, in Toronto, and yeah, kind of a little bit cool outside, but still pretty high in the weather. Um, Want to go through and show you what we did on yesterday's show. I've already shared it out in my Facebook groups, so I don't need to do that, but give me a minute. I do need to get chat up. There we go. There. All right. So yesterday on yesterday's show that I had Joe from Have At It with me, um, I attempted to create this album, but as you can see, it's not very sturdy. It's very flimsy. Um, it did not come out the way I wanted it to. The concept itself was correct, but just way too floppy to be able to do something. So last night I sat and I redid it with correctly because this is only about 80-pound cardstock. It is also I I don't know the name of the cardstock because I got it at a garage sale and I don't know what it is. But and the other reason why I don't like using this particular one, because if I go to the very bottom, see what happens here? The whole paper is cracking, and that happened on both sides. When you're making an album, yeah, you can't have it this way. So I restarted, put that one on the back burner, and restarted the whole thing. And I now have all the correct measurements, and you can see it on the link below. If you click on the more in the comments, it will show you all the correct sizes and everything now to make the base. And I've recut out another one in black, and I'll be showing you how to put it together. So basically, the folio opens to one side and then opens to the other, and then all 5 pages interlock. So it goes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, all the way to the bottom. So basically, this is the way I wanted it to look, and I wanted it to be pretty steady and sturdy and making sure that all the pages stay together. And if you look now, it's perfect aligned and it makes sense and it doesn't look all wobbly and offset. Hey Joe, how you doing? And good morning everybody. Hi Stacy, hi Bonnie. Thank you. So, what I did then is originally I've got it all written down in the comments, but just in case, you can see you need 8.5 by 11, 110-pound paper. Doesn't matter what company it is, just as long as it's 110. It is the extra heavy cardstock, and I think my supply I usually get at Michael's because they have a good selection for about $30. You're going to need altogether 8, 10, about 15 pages plus extra for ephemera if you want to do any die cutting. And all the correct sizes are on the bottom of the comments, and it shows you exactly what to cut and what the sizes are. Now, in putting them together, so I'm just going to go through it. You are going to start with 2 pieces of 8.5 by 11, and those two will be your covers on both of them. And they are, even though they're 110, it's still a little bit floppy. So I'll show you how to reinforce that and make that a little bit stronger. You're going to need 2 of the bases, the same size, except just a bit smaller. So this one is 8.5 by 10. And the idea here is to take each side. So it's going to go like this with a piece in the middle, and I'll find that piece. And then you're going to lay this one on top of one another, and that's how you're going to reinforce it, make the cover itself stronger. And then this one here goes with that. Then you have the pages. There should be 10 of these. Yep. And then you have, so if you go back, I'm going to put these two aside for a second. So the idea here is you're going to have the two pieces is going to be like this. Nope, like this. And then you're going to take the middle, side base. Yeah, so the middle is going to go like this. So this is how you're going to build it to make the fold going over on top of each other. And then you're going to have this piece here, which is going to be the reinforced base on the bottom, like this, so that you have a reinforcement on the front, and you're going to have the reinforcement on the sides. So the sides are this way, and then this way, like that. And then you have all the pages. Oh, I'm so happy, Joe. I'm glad that you're feeling better, because I know it sucks when you wake up with a sinus headache. So let's start putting this together. I have the one in beige cardstock put together, but this one here, I can use it for making another. I've got the Christmas paper that I'm going to be using with the cream is the Heartfelt Creations Celebrate the Season collection, but it doesn't, I think it's too bright. Like the black kind of really tones it down. So I kind of like it better when it kind of blends in with the cream. So on the black, I have some traditional Christmas paper that I can make the black with. So let's start putting this together. And the pages are over there. All right, so the first thing you're going to do is take your base page. Nope, wrong one. All right. Yes, I'm going to show the glue trick in a second. So this is going to be your base page. So you're going to do like that. Now, one thing that I also forgot, as Joe just reminded me, I forgot to show a trick that a lot of the artists are using in order to make sure that, because as you know, double-sided tape sticks almost immediately. Doesn't matter which brand you use, it's going to stick immediately. So one of the tricks to get it to give you a couple more seconds to be able to maneuver it and manipulate it around is when you take it and you create that dog ear, just take a glue stick and then put it very gently and lightly on top of that, so that when you start to put that connecting paper to it, it doesn't grip right away, and it'll hold till you can get more papers on there. Or you can get it positioned. Sorry, that's what I meant to say, positioned. So always bring it just, don't put it right on, see how there's that crease line? Don't put it right on that line. You want to put it up just slightly to the left or the right of it. So in this case here, it's going to be just slightly to the right of it, so that when you go and bend the book, it's not going to dig into the base. So it's about 1/8 of an inch. There you go. So press down, pick up your dog ear, and that moved. So I didn't hold it down correctly. Yeah, the whole thing moved. All right, so let's just very gently pull it back up. Let's close this back up and bring it back to the dog ear. See, that's what the convenience of the glue stick does. No using undo today, Joe. I don't have very much left. I have to go buy another bottle of undo, and I got to go buy another bottle of Fabric, because that I am running out of too. All right, this time I'm going to press hard, holding it down, and it moved again. Okay, it's okay. This time it's not as bad. And there we go. There we go. Burnish it down. Yes, exactly. It gives you a wiggle room so that you don't, like I just did there, I didn't have to go reaching for the undo bottle right away because of the moving of the papers. All right, so then you've got the next one here. Again, put a little bit of the glue stick. And this trick you can use on anything. Anytime that you're using double-sided tape and you want a little bit of wiggle room, as Joe says, that's the best trick there is. Okay. There you go, holding it down firmly so that it doesn't move. Ah, it moved. I don't know why it's doing that today. I'm probably doing this incorrectly too. Anyway, who knew? All right, let's put that dog ear back up again. Line it back up again. I don't know why it's doing that. Okay. I know it's probably me doing something wrong. Okay, let's do it very slowly, very carefully. There we go. We got it. There we go. All right, perfect. Thanks, Joe. Give me a minute and I'll put the link up there now, and you just use it whenever Dennis goes to work. All right, so let's go ahead and create those. I'm not going to create this one just yet because I have to put the other piece on top of it, and I want it to mesh together. If I pre-do it now, if it shifts, then you're going to have a double line, and it's not going to look pretty. So I'm going to do this side here. Put that on top. All right, and there's your base. So now you've got the base done. Again, I'm not going to push it, but there's the start of our base. All right. All right. Okay. So let me go ahead and get you that link. And let me put it in chat. There is the link whenever you're ready. All right, so now continuing on. So let's reinforce this. This makes it a bit stronger. So I went ahead and I pre-scored and I pre-taped everything, so it makes it easier to put it down. All right. All right, so the next step is once you have this all flat, you're going to flip it over, and we are going to reinforce this back piece first. So start with the middle and remove all of the tape. Hey, Stephanie. How are you doing today, hon? All right. Have fun in Walmart. Probably going to drive you nuts. Just don't buy the whole store. Now you'll notice that this side here is a little bit smaller. It's because I realized that after I had cut this piece of paper, I needed to compensate for the 2 score marks, and I had cut it too wide. So I don't know if I adjusted it on the plans below, but it should be 8.5 by 8 3/8. So just a little bit smaller so that it doesn't hit those 2 crease lines. Ha, figures. See, I said it. You're not going to run just to Walmart. You're going to even go into Hobby Lobby. All right, so we're going to use the dog ear trick again. Sure, Josh, you can pick it up from Stephanie when you go and visit her in a month or so. She'll probably still have the bread. Not sure about the milk unless she freezes everything in the freezer. Yeah, I'm not sure if it's going to taste that well either. All right, so I've got my 2 dog ears, and I am Yeah, well, you got to throw it in the freezer stuff. So go ahead and do the dog ear trick. And that kind of screwed up. All right, that's not going to work. Baby wipe it is. Except it's not supposed to fall on the floor. Oh well. All right, let's do it this way again, so it's not trying to hit the mat. There we go. All right, so now you take it. All right, let's put this back down. How about if you buy me everything stuff? I need glue, I need fabric tack, I need another bottle of Undo, maybe some paper packs. Oh, who knows? So, butting it up against, oh, actually, hold on. I almost did this wrong. Because you still have to keep the 8.5, but you have to keep the lower one to the side by side. And I almost did it wrong. Okay, so then you're going to butt it up right against the line. Make sure you line it up. And again, try to keep away from that crease. Okay, and very carefully, you're going to pin down the two corners here, and then start pulling it down. There's the one side. And I've lost one of my dog ears, but that's okay because it's not completely down yet. So I should be able to carefully lift it up. And again, that's what the tape is for. And the glue, and then pull it off. And pull it off. And there we go. And we got it out. Oh, okay. Well, there you go. Yeah, the light cream one. Exactly. Like this. It looks like this. There's the color. There's the color you need. See, the light cream, not the one that looks like craft. Now, you'll notice too that I'm using two different bone folders. And let me explain to you why. So, when you buy anything from We Are Memory Keepers, this usually is included in most of their items that you buy, and it's beautiful with working on 65-pound paper. It glides through beautifully without ripping it through. It's not made of Teflon or whatever that stuff is. This stuff is made from, and it gives a good, nice crease. When you're working with 110-pound paper, that's a little bit stronger than 65-pound, you're going to need the heavier bone folder because this one here makes the crease, but it doesn't crease it all the way down. It doesn't make that nice straight line. It only goes halfway, which means you'll have to score it on one side, flip it around, and score it on the other side. This one here, however, you can press down hard enough that it goes all the way down, and you only have to use it once. All right, so this part now is done. You can erase this part because it doesn't matter which way. Once you have it on there, it's just a matter of getting it. So flipping it back over. And again, you can remove this now. All right, so now we have, let's review. We've got the two covers on, we've got the middle base, and we've got the back base. But as you can see, this is still pretty wobbly. So let's grab the other pieces that I've got prepared. And that is, one is going to be on a cover inside page and showing just a tiny bit of the tape. And I'm going to take my scissors and just kind of clean that up because then it's going to cause it to be sticky and you don't want to do that. So again, using the dog ear trick, you are going to pull off most of the tapes. And if anybody has any questions or they're not understanding something I'm explaining, please ask. You know, I know how to do it. Joe knows how to do it. And there's a few other people here in in chat that might know how to do it, but maybe you don't understand what it is exactly that you need to do. If so, go ahead and ask. We're here to help, or at least I am. All right, so we're going to have dog ear here. We are going to do a dog ear. Actually, we don't need a dog ear here, but we do need a dog ear on the other side. There. Now, yesterday when I was doing this, when I had the strips in the bottom, I forgot about the glue stick. So this today, I'm going to remember it because that's how it resulted in me having to get stuck using the undo all the time because I'd forgotten about the dog ear trick and the glue stuff. So every time I kept putting it down, it would stick so bad that I couldn't pull it back up. So now making sure you've got the line here and you're going to line it up. Actually, I'm doing this incorrect. You have to do it this way because of the fact that you don't want the lines to meet and you've got that 1/8 of an inch off cut. So we are going to move it all the way down here and we are going to do it like this. We are going to go this way. We're going to make sure that this crease is going to line up with this crease. So making sure you got the whole thing lined up, and if possible, make sure that it's lined up on that crease, at least on one side. If it's a little bit big, that's okay. We can adjust it after we put it on. There we go. There's that, and it went off. So we're going to pull it off a bit. And again, this is why we have the glue on there, so that it sticks. There we go. Okay, so we're going to pull this piece off. We are going to pull, I'm not going to pull it all the way because I noticed one of my dog ears are missing. So, actually, you know what? I think the dog ear might be on this side. Oop, this side. All right, let's grab this. Go. Ah, yeah, no problem. No problem, Joe. All right, so all right, very carefully pull this one out because I've had it a couple of times where I pull too hard and it rips and leaves the tape inside, and then it's kind of a hassle trying to get back to it. So now looking at this, it went off just a sliver. So we'll have to cut that off afterwards. And then very carefully, you are going to take a folder, a ruler, and you are going to bend on that crease line. Now it's going to be a little bit hard to resist because of the fact that you're going through 2 stacks of paper, but that's okay. There we go. And it's nice. And it's that crease is going to be nice and reinforced. All right. Now again, remove the tape. I had to start writing what piece was which because I kept mixing up the pages and the sides, thinking I'd cut it incorrectly, and I'd cut it down more, and then I'd end up with 2 or 3 pieces of paper that I didn't need. So I'll fix that after. I have a cutter here, but I want to do the other side in case that one ends up being off as well. So let's do the same thing. Let's remove the tapes, and let's use our glue stick. Right. And as my girlfriend Diane says, I don't want to be messy on my desk since she is OCD, and every time she looks at me with everything around my desk, it drives her up the wall. So I am very conscious now of trying to get rid of all the mess and clean up everything that's on my desk so it doesn't look so messy for people to look at and follow along. I try. Doesn't always work, but I try. All right. And I'm going to go ahead and use the dog ear trick on all the corners this time, because this one's kind of an odd shape and I've got that extra over here. Yep. Yep. I know, Joe. I hear ya. I know. He takes over your computer. Can't do anything with him. But that's okay. I mean, that's what husbands are for, right? Take your attention. Take you away. Calgon, take me away. Calgon. Except his name is not Calgon. That's okay. It's me being silly. As my daughter would say. Mom, you're silly. But I was in one of the chats with Johnny this morning, and the name eludes me. But there was some interesting conversations going on with that chat. And yeah, if you guys get a chance, I'll put the link in here afterwards. But it was interesting, at least with some of the information that I never knew about regarding shipping in the U.S. and all sorts of other places when you're sending things out. Didn't realize it was a rule that you can't send a box. Sorry, you can't send a bag out and make it look like a box and expect them to deliver it. Apparently, they send it back to you saying you taped it wrong. Retape it and send it back out at your expense. I'm like, yeah, that makes no sense. But I guess I should actually listen to that rule, especially due to the fact that even though I live in Canada, I'm still using USPS to ship out. So I guess I can't break the rule as much as an American can. I guess I have to listen to the rules just as much as they do. Yikes. Okay. All right. Did not work out. Okay, let's try this again. There. There. Now better. All right, let's see if we can pull these dog ears up. All right, so that's one. That's two. That one doesn't like me. And there's three. All right. We got this going. Exactly, Stacy. Catitude box in a bag. The bag over the box has to be loose and not taped down to the box in order to ship items that way. What? The bag over the box has to be loose, not taped down. The bag over the box has to be loose, not taped down to the box in order to ship items. Okay, I'm not quite sure. I was thinking they were taking items and putting them in a bag and then taping the bag that it looked like a square box. What you're saying is that they take a box and lay a bag on top of it and then tape it all around. Okay. All right. Now I understand. Yeah, that makes no sense to me whatsoever. Okay. Again, you're going to press down firmly, holding it. All right. And here we go. So now we've got the forming of a box, and see how much more sturdier this one is compared to the one that I made yesterday, which was floppy all over the place. So with this being, yeah, there. See, both of them are just a tad. But you know what? I'm not going to cut it. I am going to take my static And I'm going to use this because by the time I put the papers and everything on it, actually that's quite a bit, isn't it? Okay, you know what? I'm going to have to cut it, but I'm going to use my big cutter because the small one will just rip it. You want to do it just a tiny, tiny bit. Same side. Just a tiny, 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 tiny bit. There we go. Just enough to even it out and get rid of it. There we go. See? Now it looks like one sheet. Yeah, exactly, Catitude. I don't know. The way I look at it is if something can go into a bag is my first choice. If something is delicate and it could be crushed or the sides would bend or anything like that, put it in a freaking box and send it out. And if it costs $1 more, oh well, that's the choice that, that's the price that you got to pay to make sure that that item is not going to get crushed or broken. All right. So yesterday also I showed you how to put the pages in, and I was doing it one way, but when I went and redid the um, cream one this morning, I actually came up with a better way of doing it so that it wasn't so hard to try and bend. Also, the other thing, I'm not sure if a lot of you guys know this trick, but when you're doing a double line like this, when you've got two, so I'm using a 1/4 inch gutter in there, always fold at the line that's furthest away first. The reason being is if you fold on the first one, when you have to go and use the bone folder to crease it down, you erase this line impartially. And it kind of makes it very hard for you to see. So you want to do the furthest one away first, because then this one here doesn't, or the further ones closest to the edge, doesn't get touched because it's tucked underneath. Okay. There you go. See how when I use the bone folder on top of this, you notice that a lot of that kind of disappears. Yes, Joe, this is so much better. Trust me, I always scoff at the people when crafters say it's better to use 110 pound paper as opposed to 65 paper. You're thinking, okay, I'm going to use the heavier weight. By the time I put the scrapbooking paper on top of it, it's going to be so thick and heavy. But trust me, it makes a big difference when you're doing a folio like this, when the paper underneath it, even though it's soft, even though it's bendable, that it does have some kind of firmness. All right, so now this one I did wrong, but that's okay. No biggie, because this is good cardstock and it doesn't crack. There we go. Okay, a few more to do. Very true, Joe. I'm very particular about things. If you know, the way I look at it is if I'm going to make something and it's going to be something that I want to buy. If I find something that is made half backwards, I guess the way without swearing, and it doesn't look right at all, I'm not going to pay whatever money that that person is asking for it, no matter how cheap it is. Good morning, Wendy. I see I've woken you up early again. Or should I say you haven't gone to bed yet? One or the other. Good morning, Art. Or I should say good afternoon, Inventory Shop. What's your real name, by the way, Inventory? So, Wendy, not sure how much you heard, but my original idea for yesterday, I basically scrapped it because, yeah, the paper that I used did not work. Oh, that's right. Hi, Clint. Yeah, see, it's 2 a.m. over there. Girl, you need to sleep. Go back to bed. All right. It's funny. After trying and trying and trying for the last 5 years or so, um, my daughter did not want to do any scrapbooking. She didn't want anything to do with it because when she was younger, right up to the age about 10 or 12, I'd get her, every other weekend when her brothers were out playing sports and stuff. I'd gather her in the living room with her and we do, simple scrapbooking layouts. So she's got her own album. She's got an 8.5 by 11 album started from when she was like 3 or 4. It's all sorts of pictures in it. And she came across it when we were unpacking some boxes to rearrange them in tubs about a month ago. And she's like, oh my God, Mom, I don't even remember making this. I said, yeah, you were a really heavy, scrapbooker until, life in general and stuff like that got a hold of you and you started college and you started high school and stuff like that. So you really didn't do it with me anymore. So that was kind of the end of it. This is kind of going back maybe a month and a half ago. And then about 3 weeks ago, I really wanted some new scrapbooking paper. So her and I decided to take a road trip to one of the smaller local scrapbooking stores in Hamilton, which is about 3 hours away, about an hour and a half away from here. And she was looking at all the pretty different papers and different things that you can make and different books. And she goes, Mom, things are really changed. I said, oh yeah, we don't do just layouts and stuff like that now. We do pretty books and different things and stuff like that we can make. So she says, okay, you convinced me. What book can I make that's going to be really easy and simple and be able for me to, as a beginner, to get into? So the lady there, and she's a wonderful woman, pipes up and says, well, maybe we can get her into doing the 49 and Market album that they just came out with a couple months ago, with the fact of the tutorials and everything online. I said, sure, let's give it a shot. How much is, the cost itself is a little bit high. At least I thought it would be. It was going to be approximately about $80 Canadian. But with that $80, you got all the papers, you got the book. You don't have to make the book from scratch. The book was already made for you. All you had to basically do is follow the tutorial, put the books together, and that's it, done. So we went ahead and picked up a copy of her. And then on my way home, I kept thinking about it so much that I decided I wanted my own set to kind of follow along with her. Well, the problem is that particular store didn't have any more. So we had to drive a clear all the way back through Toronto, through another city, all the way to Oshawa to go to Cossack to buy another set of papers. So about 2 weekends ago, we sat and we actually made our first album. So I will show it to you. Actually, I can show it to you now, but I'll show you mine. Hers is still in the process. But this is the book that we made. It is 49 and Market. It's called an envelope mini album. And basically, the way I did mine was, and because I'm faster than her I have to go step by step with and teach her everything with it. And basically, you insert a picture in here, and then it opens this way. And there's this magnet is on this side, so you don't want to put anything but a picture on it and a piece of paper. That's it. You can't do any embellishments or anything on this, because then the book won't close. Then you open it up, and you've got photos and everything on this side, and you've got the bottom lip down here. This side, again, you've got the magnet, so I kind of left it plain, and I used just the rub-ons on the side. Bringing it upwards, you have the first section over here, which basically has a insert that I put and tag underneath the two tucks. Opening it up, and you've got photos for in this section here. And then there's a tab over here. So if you lift the tab, you've got more photos in here and more flips. And there you go. And then it's got a pocket over here. So putting this all back together, and it's just simple and easy, and it closes this way. And if it go back in, and then flipping it back up, you've got the waterfall element, and this is very simple. And this one here, this part here, I made it my own. This book doesn't come with the waterfall, and it doesn't come with the extras. It comes with just your base, and then you have to buy all the different pieces that you want to put in here. So if you wanted to put the waterfall in there, you would have to buy it. If you wanted to put the gatefold one there, you'd have to buy it. That type of idea. And it's all made for you, but you have to put it and assemble it all together. Since I'm a crafter and I'm a scrapbooker, I know what I'm doing with it. I went ahead and made it my own. So on this one here, then you've got the simple waterfall. So it's just very simple, nothing fancy, with the rub-ons over here. And then you open it up, and it's got places to put photos again. And then it opens up again this way, and this is where you have, and again, there's a pocket envelope here, and again, this is made separately, and you have to buy it separately. Yeah, it's not cheap, Bonnie. Well, scrapbook.com has them, but you have to know to buy all the separate pieces with it. It doesn't come, the base itself, the book only comes with the cover. The envelope here, this one here, that's separate. The gatefold piece, that's separate. This section here, again, it's separate, but it opens up this way. And then pulling this out, and you've got the opening fold here. And all of these, the laser tags, the cards, the ephemera, all of that is all separate. By the time I finished paying my set, because with Stephanie's, we bought just the basics. By the time I finished paying my set, it was about $145 Canadian, which is about approximately 115 American. And then you've got these, the insert, and that's the envelope as well. And by the way, this set did not have enough paper. I actually had to use some paper for my stash. And I had to make my own my own photo cards and everything else. So this is how it opens up here. I added in this. I added in this paper here. These were the extra from the second embellishment kit. And then you've got it going on further here. You've got this one here, this is from the laser tags and the different ephemeras that come with it. And that opens up this way. And you've got another tuck spot with one of the cut aparts. And that's basically about it. So, and I'm just going to close it back up. And then, so Steph asked me, she goes, Mom, so we're not going to follow the tutorial. I said, well, we are following it to a certain point. I said, but because I wanted to add more things to it, I kind of went off the tutorial that they had shown for the people that actually bought into the kit. And the other thing that I found with it is that I wanted to add the extra stuff myself. Like I wanted to put the extra flips and the extra folds, and I wanted it to be, I'm not sure about how other crafters are, but when you buy this book, it leaves you that much of a gap, this 3/4 of an inch gap, in order for you to buy all of their extra accessories in order for you to put it in there. So you know, when you add that all up, plus all the ephemeras and things like that, it adds up to be quite a bit. All right, so again, if you notice, I am just lining it up by the side, holding it down, and then pulling on the tab and putting it in. Make sure, burnish, 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 make sure it's tucked. So yeah, you know, like I was saying in the other stream that I was in this morning, um, yes, I can, Wendy. Yes, I can. Give me a second. And actually, I want to talk to you about that. I am. I'd like to change a few things, so I need to ask you about that. So, actually, let me go get it because I have not finished it yet. All right. So this is the original one that I started with about 2 months ago. Wendy ordered it 2 years ago, but with COVID and me getting sick, not with COVID, just with other things, and then life in general, everything, I'm still trying to get this whole set done, but also a couple of complications cropped up from the original. The original portfolio is made by Rosa Kelly. She has a tutorial out there that is called Glam Rock Baby, I believe. Yeah, it's called the Glam Baby Folio. And you buy her tutorial, you follow it along. I didn't like it. I just thought it was too flimsy. It wasn't enough things that flipped in and out and stuff like that. So I changed it all around. So this one then, the changes that I made is that there's the flip going up and the flip going down. She does it with the flip going open, but she does the same concept in here. So this is basically all the different ones with information. So it says 1, 2, 3, 4, and it has room to write the information about the baby and then the picture. And it goes all the way up to the 12th month. And then over here, you have the all about you. So the parent is supposed to put in the information about the child. This one is the baby girl book. Wendy ordered 1 baby girl and 3 baby boys. So I have to get those ones designed eventually. And then you'll notice that this is off because when I glued it all down, I realized it was wrong papers. So I have to go back and fix these unless I make a whole brand new one, which is what I'm leaning towards. And I'm going to talk to Wendy about it. So then you open it up and see, this is not the book. Hold on a second, guys. This is my prototype. Okay, I found it. Okay, I changed something up from then. Let's close that one up. All right, I'll put that back afterwards. This is the one that's actually the one that I remade. So you flip it upwards, flip it down, and see how it says, because Wendy had requested a few certain things be put on this. And the paper itself, by the way, all of the papers that I'm using, it is a digital print by Knitwick Collections. It's 3 of them. It's the same one, but in different colors. If anybody's interested in this paper collection, you'll have to let me know because I don't remember the name of it off the top of my head. I know that one is all about girls, all about boys, and one is a neutral set. This one here, this page here, I designed it myself with the graphics from Knitwick, but these here are from a separate one. So, and then you have the all about you up here. And then down here is just a section of if the mother wants to put any kind of notes in there, and then baby's picture. And then again, these two are the same, right up to age 12. And this book here is supposed to have been the final set. I'm still working with it, but this one's a good prototype, or this is the one of them. So then you have the next page, which these are the ones that Wendy requested I add to it. It's the christening day. So the baby's first baptism. And it says, I am a child of God. And it's got the information for the baptism. And then this is designed to put small pictures in here. And then open it up to the next section. And this is the baby's first Easter. Again, information about the Easter and then pictures. The next section is the baby's first Christmas. We missed one. Sorry. The first Halloween. There's the first Halloween. And then baby's first Christmas. And I still have to put tabs in here so that it's easier to flip and fold. Then you open it up. Then it's got the 4 cards. And these are all from the collection, by the way. This is all from the collection of the Knitwood collections. And then it's got my favorites, wishes for baby, all about their name, and then the baby's first. This is about the girl. Again, this is part of the ephemera of the collection. And then it has just simple picture frames, again, that you can print it on. And I did like a kind of waterfall effect. None of this, like I said, Rosa Kelly gave me the starting idea. Everything here that I've duplicated was my own, not from other crafters and things like that, of how they've done things in different ways. So that goes up all the way down to where it has the waterfall, and it says, "Will be sent from above a handful of happiness, a heart full of love. The mystery of life, so sacred and sweet, the giver of joy so deep and complete. Precious and priceless, so lovable too, the world's sweetest miracle, baby girl, is you. A little bit of heaven." The boys' version is exactly the same, with the difference saying, baby boy is you. And then again, I've got a big, huge area here for big picture. And then it's got just, and I'm still working on trying to get the photo frames. I kind of had to stop because I ran out of ink, and I had to order the ink and wait for it to come. And yeah, I just got it in a week ago. And then, so these are just the start of it and everything else, and it goes all the way down. And so basically, the book that I'm working on now is a version of it, just not quite as elaborate as this one. But that's basically it. So it's going to have the baby boy version, and each version of the baby boy is going to be, one is going to be in the traditional blues and greens and yellows, and then the other 2 are neutral, because at the time when she ordered the 3rd book, we didn't know what sex the baby was. Then she found out, so I changed, so everything would be a yellow, and then she had a 4th. Yeah, then she had a 4th. And it ended up being a boy again. So then we had to change it again. So I've got this one plus 3 more to make eventually. So, okay. So this is the idea I had. Actually, no. Wendy, I will get together with you over the next couple of days, and we'll discuss it then. It's just easier for me to do it one-on-one than trying to do it on the live. Thank you, Bonnie. All right, so getting back to the book, since I got pleasantly sidetracked. I usually try to do some kind of crafting every day. I need to keep my mind busy. I need to keep myself busy. Not many people know that I've tried going back to work, and it scares me to death because of, wait, how many pages do I have in here? 1, 2, 3. Yeah, it scares me to death because of the fact that when I was working and I became diabetic, I kept fainting at work. And so I cannot promise an employer that I can work full time. So there's just no use me chancing it. I might as well do something like this, that when I can feel an attack or something coming on, I can just get up off my desk and walk away for whatever length of time that I need to be able to come back to it. Yeah, that's actually a very good idea, Wendy. I will make it at Crafton. Yes, 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 yes. That's actually a very good time. That'll give me a chance to plan it out and make sure that it works and stuff like that. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so one more. Just in case you guys are wondering what Crafton, Wendy has a weekly group where we all get together. It doesn't matter what craft you do, whether you're a knitter, whether you're a gamer, or whether you're a whatever. Anything to do with any kind of crafts that is not someplace where you have to go out and work type of idea, anybody can join. Even if you're not a crafter, you can join if you want to just have a good conversation and laughs. And so every Wednesday, Eastern time, we get together in the evening and just talk for a couple of hours and just, do whatever. She'll be sitting there knitting, and I'll be sitting here doing my scrapbooking or whatever I'm into at that particular moment, and we just talk and have a conversation. So if anybody wants to join, by all means, please do. Just let us know. We can add you to the group. You do need to have Discord because it's not on. It is not on Facebook because Facebook gives Wendy sometimes trouble trying to do it from Japan. So we've learned to start using Discord, which is the gamers chat, but it's also for a lot of crafting. It's a wonderful chat program, just like Facebook Messenger and stuff. It's just a lot more reliable. I seem to have lost my dog ear. Yep. Nope, I put the dog ear going the opposite direction. So there you go. That looks pretty good. Okay, let's make sure that dog ear is on the right spot this time. Yes, adult language is definitely used. Good point, Wendy. Good point. Ex-sailor there. She loves to tell us all. I did it again. Where the heck is that dog ear? Oh. Gotta remember to keep that out. There we go. Done. And that's basically how you put this book together. There we go. Yes. World of Warcraft. That's what I said. We all play different things. We don't just craft. I'm a gamer. She's a gamer. Most of the people we talk to are gamers. We do have a few people that are not gamers. So all is welcome. But who knows? Maybe we can convert some of you guys to playing the game. Get as frustrated and crazy as we do sometimes. Right, Wendy? There you go. And I'll go back and erase those. I don't even have to go back and erase the tick marks because the paper, once I use the paper on top of it, it's going to hide all those the pencil marks. So yesterday I was doing it side by side. I found it's actually more economical and a lot cleaner by doing it all one side, making sure that you put it on top of each one, as opposed to putting it on the bottom one so that it folds and it makes, it grows upwards. Hey, Chiquita. All right, and there you go. And that is done. Done, done, done. So now open it all the way back up, burnishing as you go along. You can see that part. Okay. Oops. Let's close this back up. Oh, there you go. A few Twitch streamers. Nice. All right. So I'm going to burnish this down. So I think I did it. Anyway, I think I did it when I was going through. Okay. So now you've got the pages all done on both sides. So now you are going to close it. I don't know how you want to pronounce it, but you're going to close it like an accordion. Hey, Martha. So then you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And there you go. So then you got the whole thing and it just closes up nice and neatly like that. And once you've got the papers in, it's going to even be more steadier and sturdier so that you can pretty much embellish it. Because the one that I did, let me show you the one that this started this whole thing. Where did I put it? Okay. So the one that started it all is I had a whole bunch of Heartfelt Creations papers that it's been sitting in my stash for the last 3 years. I don't have enough papers to make an actual mini album, so I went looking for a solution for making a folio. And sorry about the camera shaking. It's every time I get up and down from my desk. So this is the folio that I came up with. Again, it was a Rosa Kelly tutorial she had done maybe 3-4 years ago on the Heartfelt Creations website, and it's called Seaside. This one here, the paper that I am using is called Under the Sea. So I kind of adjusted it the way it would look better with mine, and I finished it off with embellishments and so on and so forth. She had done just the papers. So the book itself is closed with the ribbon, and it is a die cut for a submarine opening or under the sea. And it is a shaker. So if you look, and then you open up this part here, and you have a picture frame underneath. This is the die cut itself, not this piece here, that's separate. But I left it open just a little bit so somebody can put a picture, they can slip a picture underneath. And then it's closed by magnet, so which means this stays shut. And then opening it back up, and you flip it over the first time. And I did it, I was going to do it with all picture frames, but then I realized it's too beautiful of a paper. People want to cover up what's on there, great. Otherwise, what I did is each page has some kind of a tag for you to put on there. So this is the first one, and they're double-sided. And each one will have either a slit in the page or pockets made for it. So there's this one here. And then flip it over. These ones have all sorts of tags, and it's a gradual. There's this one here that goes all the way down. This one's a bit smaller. And then this one's the smallest of them all. Oh, sorry, that's the smallest. And then this one's a kind of an in-between. And it's the same on the side. Next page, you've got the 2 tags. And you have enough room in this little pocket to put more. And it says, life with you is fantastic, and you inspire me. Flip again, and then this one here, you can pull the tag out. And there you go. And you just flip it back in. And then going back to the beginning, flip it on the other side. So then you've got the 2 pockets with the die cut of the shells. And again, it's double-sided. So you can put your picture here and then journaling on the other side. This one here has a pocket. It's the Tim Holtz. I'm not going to pull all the individual pieces out of there because then I'll be forever trying to put them all back in. This one says, you inspire me, and then it says the journey. or my journey, and then flip it again. And this is the last page where you have a belly band, and it's pretty big, so you can put more stuff in there. And then you've got the 2 tags that are going out of the page. Basically, the idea of this is that if you start from the beginning here, you're able to pull it out like this. It accordions out, and it's pretty big. So you can get plenty of pictures in there. And it's the same thing if you go the other way. See? So both sides. Exactly. It's just a small brag book that somebody can fill up very easily with some, 10, 15 pictures of kids on the beach or them with their loved one. And it's neutral. It's nothing to do with love or anything like that. It's just very simply neutral. Because I found a lot of the papers these days are always referring to love or referring to a relationship or something like that. I wanted to just kind of make it neutral. And if I can get this bow to go back together, I'm going to be great. There we go. Got it. And the sides, very simple, 1/2 inch spine. And this is where, that's why when I started looking to see of a bigger portfolio, I realized that this may only have 6 pages, but look how chunky and how it alligatored out. And there's no room, like basically you can't really put anything more in there. It's just going to blow up even further. So the best way of doing it is to, when I redid this one, I did the 1/4 inch gusset, so that if I wanted to put a tag, or I wanted to put some pockets or some other things, I had enough room for the expansion that I don't have to worry about it trying to cram in all into one. Thanks, Martha. Yeah, these are all the die cuts and everything, and it's just different die cuts that I've been watching a lot of videos and how to kind of split them apart to make them. Like this one here is one of the Heartfelt Creations side die cuts, but it's usually about this long. And so I cut it up into pieces so that I would have just the part that looks like a shell. Same with going back on this one, like this one here. This is, this page comes from a Sizzix memory album that you make, but instead of using it as a memory album, I did it into a tag. Then if you look here, this is meant for a pocket. And so again, this is the graphic 45 tags that I cut off the edge of it and it just cut down. And this is just a simple square punch. So if you watch, there's a couple of crafters on YouTube that shows you how to take punches and how to put them together to make another unique shape or another unique thing that you would have never thought of. Like Joe reminded me, she is looking for the whale tab punch, and it's no longer available. But someone else was showing that if you cut out a circle, fold it in half, and then take another smaller circle and cut out the 2 corners, there's your whale punch. So, oh, and then anybody that buys this will also get a envelope filled with all sorts of the leftovers and all of the die cuts that I did not, that I ended up printing and cutting. Like, for example, I got a little suitcase. That one you can fold into a suitcase, or you can become a tag pocket. There is another elaborate somewhere in here because it's pretty tightly packed. See, that's part of the other cut that I did that I never ended up using. There's some, just a leftover ribbon I never ended up using. And then some of the ephemera that was left over from the paper itself, I cut it all up because that's basically all it can be used for. Some of the different punches that I did. So it's all sorts of different things in here that, you know, you don't have to necessarily use it in this. You can use it in something else that you're making. All right, so let's take a look here. How long have we been on? Been on for about an hour. All right, thanks, Martha. I appreciate you stopping by. So do you guys want me to start doing some of the cutting and started embellishing this album, or do you want me to leave it for the next day? What do you guys say? Because this is the papers that I'm going to be using. So it's Celebrate the Season by Heartfelt Creations. This is the actual cover of it. I think it was like 3, maybe 4 years ago that they had it. On the one that I'm making on, which one, Chiquita? Is it on this one or the one that I just showed? Tell me which one, because this is the one that I did actually show how to make. And all the cuts and everything is at the bottom of the comments. The one that I just showed, that was a Rosa Kelly one, and she does a tutorial on her channel. I think it's called Heartfelt Creations by the Sea. They're both black, by the way, so I'm not quite sure. But this one here, I did show how it's put together and the tutorials on the bottom. So this is the paper. So there's that one. This one is just plain. And then the back of it has got all of the different die cuts. And I do have the actual dies for some of these. So I might use the die and run them through the Big Shot to cut those out. Those are some of the tags and some of the banners. That's what I meant to say, banners. Okay, so these ones here go together. Okay, and then you've got this one with the plain blue. Okay, this one with the extra sheet of paper. These here. See how many sheets, because this was in a pack of 50 loose leaf sheets that I had gotten. And so these are the extras that ended up in that package that I haven't used. Then it's got some of the tags and stuff like that. So for example, this one says, wishing you a joyous Christmas and a new year, peace and happiness. Wishing you a blessed Christmas season and you celebrate the birth of Jesus with family and friends. So some of these I'll be turning into tags and putting them into the book throughout the book. So again, I've got quite a bit of sheets, but you can see the back. It's not your traditional blue, traditional Christmas colors. It's not your red and black and green and gold. This is going to be all of the turquoise colors, the purples, the, kind of pinkish purple type of idea. So there's another couple of pages. Yes, Wendy, I know you love this paper. You've loved it ever since I bought it 6 years ago or 4 years ago. Then there is this one that has the 4 different corners. This one has a solid green, so I'm not quite sure if I'm going to use this side or this side. It's all going to depend on how much extra paper I'm going to need, but I do have 4 sheets of it, so it's going to depend. Then you've got the gate, which this one I'm thinking of turning it into an actual gatefold. So cutting it down to the 8.5 and then making it so that it opens up this way with the gate on the bottom. That might be an idea. I have to check. I might have the actual die cut for this. I'm not 100% positive, but this is the back of it. And I just love this paper. I love the colors on it. Hi, Save. Welcome. Then this one is similar to the previous page, but it's a different graphics on the small cards. I've only got 1 sheet of this one with this in the back. This one I find it's too busy. I'm probably not going to use this. I'm probably going to break it down to the smaller cards. And then this one I have 1 sheet of, and the back of it is just your plain purple. This one here, I have 1 sheet again. This one I like. I like the skates and I like the mittens. And I believe I have 1 or 2 of the dies on this one. This one here, I only have 1 sheet, and it has the little tags, which I have the tag thing for, so that I'll be able to cut those out. And then again, too busy. I'll just use it on this side. And then this one here, I have one sheet of this one. No, actually, this one I might have more because it's got yeah, there we go. This one's got the mittens on the back of it. Then we have this one, which on the back of it is actually pretty. It's got the little trees and the bells and stuff like that on top of it. I have, looks like I've got 2 sheets of this one. So I might be able to use one of this and then one of this, but we'll see. And then the last but not least, you've got this sheet here with, again, the 6x6s with the 2 4x6s. And then that's the back of that one. This one is pretty. I like this one a lot. I might end up using this and just saying, forget this. But I also have, I also sometimes scan them if I'm trying to rearrange it, especially like, for example, if you look at this one here, the cover of this one, what I did is I took 2 or 3 of the papers, I scanned them into the computer, and I reprinted them much smaller so that I can get this on the side, because there's no way a 12 by 12 would fit on this little book. It looked huge, and you couldn't get the whole word in here that says life is better at the seaside. So sometimes when that happens, I'll do the same thing. I won't change it. I'll just shrink it down so that it's smaller and I can actually see it. And that's basically about it. So I think I'm going to, I've been on here for about an hour and a half. I think I'm going to get off for today. And I will probably be back on tomorrow or Wednesday. Not 100% positive about tomorrow, but definitely Wednesday. And at least for a couple hours in the afternoon. And I'll show you what kind of progress and what we're going to do with the black one, because this one here is going to be with the cream colored one. I'm going to do it on this book because the black, I think, is going to, it offsets it. This pops it out and it's a lot nicer. On the black, I'm going to do the traditional kind of papers. It'll be the Christmas color reds and the reds, greens, golds, that kind of thing. I've got something else that I can put aside. And that's basically about it. So thank you very much. Please subscribe to my channel if you haven't. Also, please ask to join my group, because that's where all my notifications and everything is posted on there. I also have a deal with Class Act in Oshawa. So if you need scrapbooking supplies in Canada or international, because they do ship all over the world, you're welcome to contact them or go on to their website. All the information is in the comments below. Thank you very much. And I appreciate you guys taking the time to watch me and to follow and to comment. Have a good day, everybody.